Hey guys, per request, I'll be doing a review of the Incinerator 14's version of the 1989 Batmobile and the 1989 Batmobile from LEGO Batman 3. Lucas's Batmobile is approximately 21 studs long, 8 studs wide, and 5 studs tall at its tallest point, whereas the LB3 version is approximately 30 studs long, 10 studs wide, and 7 studs tall at its tallest point. Both models have removable cockpits that can accommodate a full Batman minifigure. As you can see, the Lucas Batmobile is significantly smaller than the LEGO Batman 3 version. Starting with the front, you'll notice that both models include the design of the signature jet turbine. I do like the LB3's design more since it is larger. It's able to utilize the wheel fender piece that gives it that nice accentuated arch around the turbine, and also the wheel piece inside that represents the turbine makes it more accurate. However, I do like the effect that the spokes to the steering wheel piece gives off on the Lucas model. Both models uses the Baraki eye piece in black to simulate the front nose. The hood is very similar between the two models since they both use the curved slope pieces. But in my opinion, Lucas's model definitely wins over the LB3's model when it comes to the curves in the front here. The downward sloping towards the headlights looks more sleek, and even though technically the LB3's model's curves has a better tapering effect towards the headlight, I think it's just because of the low profile of Lucas's model makes it look better overall. The wheels are pretty much the same design, just in a different scale. But you'll probably notice that the LB3 model has a staggered setup with the larger tires in the rear. There's a nod to accuracy. The LB3 model is able to squeeze in some extra detail that the smaller model couldn't, with greebling using grilled pieces up top here and some snot design work on the sides on the real 1989 Batmobile. You'll notice that the width of it actually is more narrow near the cockpit area. And as you can see in this reference picture, that the tapering starts from the front and it gets thinner as it gets closer to the cockpit. Lucas's Batmobile is the closest I've seen in accomplishing these angles, particularly at this scale, through the brilliant design of this particular section of the vehicle. I really can't emphasize how much I like the design. The LB3 model completely misses the mark here. There's no attempt in trying to bring in any angles here. No design cues at all. The underside mechanical detail on both models is simulated well here. And my apologies, but I did leave out the little minifigure screwdriver on the LB3 model since I didn't have a second pair. But overall, I do like the LB3 design just a bit more because they were able to add in that minifig ray gun for a little bit of additional detail. Both vehicles have a very different technique in how the air intake and side vents are represented. Lucas's model uses a more traditional brick building of the air intake scoops and just grilled pieces for the intake slits, whereas the LB3 model is pretty much the opposite. It does something very unconventional for the air intake scoops by using these single molded barrel pieces and uses a more brick built approach for the air intake slits. I think the spoiler wings on both vehicles capture the overall shape accurately. I just think the LB3 one is integrated into the body a little bit better, and the fins are simulated a little bit more accurately. However, I was surprised when I compared the rear. I actually think the smaller model looks better. Some can say yes, the LB3 has a more rounded appearance, especially around the tail and brake lights, but I think Lucas did a fantastic job in using a combination of these pieces here to simulate the afterburner and exhaust. I also really like the hooded kind of bonnet style of appearance with the use of the car fender piece. It definitely gives it a more unique appearance. The LB3 model uses this cone-shaped piece that I feel it's pretty played out, and These are, again, small cone pieces at the bottom there, which we've seen in other iterations of the Batmobile. The tail lights and brake lights are also slightly offset here, which is accurate to the real life model.